take away from this? Who do we look to shut down 00Nation like Imperial did on this map?
Yeah, it's really tough to tell who's got to be able to step up. It might be required for ZQK to show up with the op and shut down NQZ, although it wasn't even like a big factor here. I feel like NQZ, sure, he closed out that last map with a nice little 1v3 to add to his tally, but outside of that, man, he was not even, you know, the main piece of firepower. It was that Lotto and Dumau show coming through. Taka was doing good work. Cold Zare was, you know, playing nice. And NQZ was landing shots that he needed to land and then clutch things out. So that's a good case here. 00Nation feeling confident enough to rush in towards B.
Oh, but confident in the face of the dualies? Well, maybe so. A trade is in, and Nissim can't escape. What a molly put in by that T side. Closing them down, but another dual Berettas brings out Taco down, but NQZ still on that right side of Monsters. A very unexpected angle to clear Fascine. No, he's not going to consider it at all. It's so nasty there from NQZ, and Lotto deals out one to ZQK. Just Delboni revealed his position and now getting triangulated by these remaining three players of 0-0. He's going to have to hit some fast ones to make his way in, and he can't beat NQZ. It's a pistol round for 00Nations kicking off their T side.
Yeah, full on rush, but everyone lands their shots. They do walk into the dualies right there, but the quickness in trades is something you don't see all that often. Usually you do see the dualies just shut things down good for 2 or so, but headshots ring right out for 00Nation, and I'm just going to net them a nice start. 1-0. Force Spies, of course, coming back in line for Flamengo. They're trying to get some damage done here once again. ZQK wielding the scout as well could be interesting. But he's not going for anything too aggressive. Taking a more passive approach with that weapon. And in the meantime, there's a lot of damage already. But the dodging of the flashes and Nissim opening up proceedings is a great way to kick things off.
Oh, and almost another, but it actually does show up. Wait, Dumau just pulled up the dualies to finish off Delboni. But the real problems are here on the B site. As the brawl goes down, NQZ snags one on the exit of that B site. So 0-0 in a 2 versus 2. But Showtime's been armed with a rifle, and ZQK has a scout that could finish off Dumau. So opportunities here for Flamengo in a very necessary force buy.
They've doubled out towards the A side. Meanwhile, the boost over towards B taking place for 00Nation to clear out barrels. Once they clear that out, you know, maybe expect them to just dive in towards B, but they have to nail the timing. They have to move quickly. They've made noise, so this, in theory, should extend their pace. They're grouping up towards Monster, and my question is, how long do Flamengo remain seated on this A side before they start to rotate?
Oh, now they're just
and there's that information play.
Yeah, information plays there. Showtime's going to get himself into position, but how fast is the question? And only in heaven right now, but the long-range angle could benefit him. Smoking towards the middle of the site, though. That'll give them a chance to plant. Not even going to attempt to spam the smoke, so a post plant gets to be established here for 00Nation, and now the favor is definitely with them, but a great flash out of connector. Oh, but Dumau wasn't blinded, but ZQK still hit the shot. Now NQZ, around the pillar, knows where his opponent in Showtime is, and he's made his cross on towards bridge. He knows where both of his opponents are. He swings around the site, but Showtime readjusts. Huge shot to be hitting there. Without the kit, ZQK will still get the defuse. And a force buy comes out for Flamengo.
That was a very difficult round right there to close out. But they're able to land the shots. Showtime with a nice opener to the series, or this map as well. You talked about him being a little bit lackluster in that last map here, but coming into map number 2, immediately bailing out his team with a nice closer. And delivering them a eco round that they so desperately needed to keep 00Nation success at bay. You could tell that I think 00Nation kind of trying to disrespect them as well with that fast B play. You know, diving through a smoke versus 5-7 is always going to be a tricky task. It's only going to be something that you do when you're confident and when you're winning, but it's punished quickly.
We're going to put up a pacey play towards the B site. And it's only missing here and towards Monster and traded out. Great shot there from Taco. That hero AK putting in good work. Now even progressing onto the site. Fascine inside a pit. He can get wrapped up, but Taco doesn't really want to press the issue. He has the bomb. He's going to pass that over to Cole. Taco trying to provide the cover for the plant. The Dish wills get pressed in. Is there anything more to back that up here for 0-0? A dink so close into Fazine down to 4, but that might not be enough. Dumau, is it planted in the open for him is the question. It kind of is. He does have an offer. Oh, no. Now that he hasn't found the first, but he does clean up Fazine. Still opportunities. Gets the next on his EQK, but the defuse is coming in from the side of Delbo. He gets off of it. He gets off of it. Now Dumau, an opportunity with the Tech 9 up above him. Delboni, though, does hit the shot. Dumau, he's not that insane. He's not crazy like that. Delboni will get the defuse, and it's 2 rounds in a row for Flamengo.
Wow. That was a nasty play right there from Dumau coming through, but also a really good composure held from Delboni. Maybe he could have stuck it, but securing that win in that fashion is so incredibly important. Keeping his head in the game right now and keeping his team in the winning ways.
That got unreasonably close, and Dumau, he was so close to readjusting for that as well, believe it or not. I think he started to guess and suss out where Delboni could possibly be. Maybe an extra half second. Could have been great, but oh, ZQK obliterated on the spot. I didn't even tell if that was an AWP or not. On the floor. Well, we're about to find out if NQZ goes ahead and picks that one up, because that could be a lethal asset for 0-0. And it is. Though. Couldn't quite catch that aggression, so it goes right on back, except for NQZ, who's picked up an AWP. And down goes Nissim as a result.
Re-aggression towards long could be well placed.
Ooh,
but no,
or
it's not. Lotto cleans his head right off.
Lotto, even being such a nuisance with the scout as well, gets the tag on a Delboni. They're just simply... I don't think there's any way that they can bring this back, and Lotto just being too elusive. It's like a mosquito, man, with the scout, but, can't quite take that one out with a fly swatter. And that's that. It's simple as that. A force buy back for 00Nation, and they're going to break the economy of Flamengo. We're going to have a back and forth game to start this one. I love it.
Yeah, back and forth is super exciting. Showtime. Saving, but yeah, this is good stuff so far. 00Nation being scrappy in every force buy, but same is true for Flamengo, but they're only going to have one saved rifle right now. It's only going to be Showtime wielding it, and oh, that's a... Okay, Taco. Skating on by, but as I was saying, it's only going to be one rifle, and probably the 5.7 purchase coming in as well. I don't think they'll wave the white flag just yet. And yeah, they will force back into this one.
But this is always a very risky gamble to take early on in this game. Of course, the loss bonus hasn't built up, so it's completely reasonable to force, but, you know, it's very volatile for a CT side to continue the force buy war, so we're going to see some risks being taken here by Flamengo. They'll push into playground. Spotted out now is Showtime, but couldn't beat NQZ, who's just too fast on it right now. There needs to be something to fight back on this for Flamengo, but they're being wrapped up. Delboni makes his way out, and Dumau will clean house. It's just Nissim in towards the bathrooms. Lotto completely ready. All headshots here for Lotto throughout this entire game. 00Nation too aware, and they're going to clean up this force buy and put Flamengo on the back foot. So, fast scene just chilling with the most winnable 1v5 ever.
Yeah, maybe if he could drop the bomb there. Has a chance. He has a little bit of spark in him, but no, that's a nice round from 00Nation. It's the volatility that you were talking about as well, where if you finally string 2 rounds together in your 00Nations, you're probably going to just force them onto one of those full ecos with USPs and one save deagle, you can only imagine. So it's not a pretty position to be. I talked about, you know, a big win condition getting a CT side dominant. That might not be afforded to them.
A real battle going on here for Vasty. Yeah. It's about taking down his former teammate. Both of those two played on Yeah Gaming together for the stretch of a year.
Simpler times.
They were in NA competing. Those are good
Yeah.
times. Those were good times.
Good old North American Advanced.
Well, it wasn't a good time for North American Advanced, I'll tell you that.
Yes, it was a good time for though. They had
Were
fun,
they-
I'm sure, that season.
I remember they only dropped a single map during the entire regular season, so about like they played they went like 35-1 in maps. Pretty neat. Anyhow, dumau. This is an ambitious play to be making into 3 pistols. That'll be an AK delivery. And, there could be a whole lot more behind that. As a team kill comes through. That doesn't really help the operation. That could have been a 3 versus 3 and some good times going for Flamengo, but now you just scoop up the bomb and go to the other site. At least I would assume.
Surely. I don't know how interested Showtime and Delboni will be in retaking this either. As A is going to be laid claim, and it's probably just worth it to hold on to this. Again, utility, high value. You already got an AK, so it's just worth it in that own right to keep onto the AK, get yourself that one-shot headshot potential. I mean, no questions there. They will call it quits.
At least taking some guns away from the eco is perfectly fine and reasonable, but we're looking for a big stretch of momentum, especially out of a CT side. You made the call that they needed something like 12, or at least like, a comfortable half, but against 0-0, that's a tall order. I'm gonna need to see something really big out of an individual. So far, ZQK has not been shutting down NQZ whatsoever. In fact, it's NQZ who's sitting at the top of the server right now. It's the complete opposite of what was going down yesterday.
Yeah, he stepped into form quite nicely. It's really exciting to see, and it was something we talked about. In QZ struggling a little bit versus Fallen, but ZQK is a bit of a different competition. I think Fallen still has a little bit of that flair to him, a little bit of that edge. And ZQK, he can show it every once in a while, but he's more that sturdy hopper. He's gonna get the job done in holding those angles, but he's not gonna be landing those nasty flicks that we saw from Fallen yesterday, right? And QZ, I think he might have seen that, or maybe he gave him a little bit of room, but he will find him eventually. He hunts him down.
So maybe the prey goes right in. Oh no! Oh no, Taco!
Wow.
Oh, down goes the totem pole, and Delboni, the only sort of reply, but this
He's
isn't.
stuck though.
He's cooked. You would have to think. Versus dumau, yeah, finished fast, last 1v4 inside a short. He's getting. I think they know where he is. I think he's just been spotted. He is. Yeah, I think he was. He just spotted by Taco. What? Doesn't quite seem so, but you see dumau also just being patient inside a connector. Like, this kill eventually is going to come the way of 00Nation. Yeah, they're even bringing NCZ over here. He has a hell of a fight to put up. If he even wants to save his AK, never mind win the round.
Ooh, this is interesting because dumau has ran all the way towards T-spawn, because that's exactly where people love to save. And right into his open arms, he's going to walk into it. dumau, that's just so nasty from him. Not giving him over anything in that round. Taco finding himself a beautiful 2K, but in QZ, you love the angle that he's holding. Here's the totem pole falling, which is just brutal. That's never a way that you want those setups to work.
The smoke faded in the short pipe, and Taco was hiding inside of it.
Oh, was he phasing it?
Yeah, he phased the smoke inside the short pipe, and a wonderful present awaited him in front of him. And those kind of mistakes, you just can't do against 00Nation. Just in this kind of match. to lose rounds in that kind of fashion. Like, and what about the rounds that you lose in a legitimate fashion, where you get outplayed, not just in these simple little mistakes? You know, that's going to start to add up. Debellany, though, rolling out. That's a good kill there from Fasten, the same. So, all right. On the eco. With some half bought up weapons. Making it 2 here for Flamengo.
Yeah, these are some very scary rounds still. Whenever you have rounds like these where you have enough for a couple players to purchase and hero rifles, it's so difficult to close. So many teams struggle with this, and 00Nation, not immune to that fact, are going to have to plant in towards B. They've got 3 players flanking in, 1 player Nissim trying to draw time, and that's exactly what he's doing so very well. Will they expect this flank of 3 players? How could you?
Yeah, how could you is the real question. Oh, but now they revealed... Oh, never mind. Nissim just hit the 1 deke from Bridge on the Taco, and Fasten will win his duel on the Lotto. So yes, the eco victory does roll on through. And these rounds do turn out to be, as you say, quite scary sometimes for teams to deal with, and not just scary, it gets results. Now, can you capitalize off the back of that? Really make a dent in the scoreline? That's the big question for Flamengo.
Tac pause called out immediately after they lose a round is super exciting as well. After those tac pauses, you know what Taco's calling, and you know what Taco's cooking right now. Getting that strap book out, getting the game plan set in stone. This round's gonna be, you know, potentially just a blast to watch this thought process come through. That is, of course, if you are reminded of what brought out after those Inferno lost rounds. I felt like immediately they just came back with some insane strategy, some groundbreaking stuff, and I think that's exactly what we're gonna get right now.
Yeah, it went from the paper, the pen and paper to the encyclopedia scrapbook for 00Nation. So we'll see what changes up. Right now, I mean, they've still loved their default. So far on this map of Overpass, not seen any wild set strategies. I think that's... Overpass is a very, you know, T-heavy default map. It's a very big map, of course, so it's...
Oh, yeah.
kind of tough to get those set plays going really quickly.
Yeah, protocols are everything on this map, for sure. If you don't have those, you know, ingrained in your players, if you don't have people comfortable in positions, then that's where you see teams really struggle on these T sides. So, right on the money there.
Towards short, Fascine up to... Oh no, gets ran down by Dumau. I don't know how he won that fight to save. Now, Delboni, long bathroom, spots 2 shadows, but the coldzera is there with the trade, maintaining that man advantage, and with 30 seconds remaining, they're looking to pounce on an A site that's fairly weak. It's only Showtime out towards long, and ZQK, his teammate, in essence, locked out. Showtime makes something happen, though. No, it's only the one. No headshot connected on the coldzera, and no real opportunity for ZQK to deny the plant or get an access point in this round. Smoke will fade. And NQZ is just too prepared. Nissim down. And it's the exact opposite of what was going down yesterday. It's 00Nation. They're all over the play.
So quick on the reactions right there coming through from 00Nation. Look at this trade. Lotto goes down. Cold right behind them. There's no potential to multi-frag right there. Another beautiful trade from Cold. Taco checking along, doing his due diligence. Cold stands close by to make sure that he's enabled to respond right there. That works out to perfection for them.
We have a little setup here. We have ZQK back on the AWP. See someone to shut down NQZ. We have some funny business being set up over towards that short side, but that's going to be quickly broken down after seeing nothing and feeling all this presence towards the A side. And they would be correct in that assumption. But, you know, there is a middle part of the map. It connects the two sites. You won't believe what this position's called, Cole.
Could only imagine.
It's called Link, actually. No, it's called Connector. And they could use that to move between those sites. But instead, they're going to challenge long. They're going to challenge this Extremity. Delboni. He's doing great work. But, oh, NQZ. He's been winning these op duels all day. And really start to put the pressure on Delboni and on this A site.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. He doesn't realize that the presence has fallen off, and they think he's flashed, but he's not blinded. He still lands a shot. And Showtime head-to-head with Taco, but Taco's went out on facing the smoke and rounds prior. Can that happen once again? There's no trade potential here, but as he goes down, this is going to trigger them in towards a hasty B-side aggression. Nissim is holding an off angle there, but no one spots for him. The room's right past him. dumau waits for the flash, and things go from bad to worse.
That's a big mistake there from 0-0. I thought Lotto had spotted him there for sure, but so tunnel visioned on the monster play and expecting all that A presence to draw rotation. The mind games don't work out for 0-0, and they fumble the bag on the tight take. So Flamengo have been handed an opportunity right back. They're up to 4 within 2. And they also keep a solid amount of players alive to keep this economy healthy.
Yeah, that they do. Good work right there in recovery, because things were looking super promising. It looked like they were going to nail that execution right bomb site. Taco might have been able to deal with that aggression, but he just got. Now flash comes through, but they're immediately able to deal with it. Again, this aggressive maneuvers, they just don't work out for them. There's always a reply, there's always an answer, there's always players ready to deal with it.
I guess the compensation is the short control, but they've left Nissim all on his own to just maintain control of that B site. And, oh, he goes down. Taco just won the outright fight. That's all the B defenders down. And Flamengo, they're just going to put their chips on this A site and hope it pays off.
There's not a bad idea coming through from Flamengo, right? It could very well go their way, but you can kind of see that bomb backing up a little bit. Oh, it's switching forward. Jump spot. Spots out 2 players. And that bit of information is surely going to funnel them in. They still have this long player that's making movements. Cold Zera in a nasty position to cut off rotations. And they've just got him boxed in right now on A.
Yeah, they're just going to take out the saving players. He's also cutting off the rotations, making sure those 2 players can't even make moves back to the B site. So 0-0 walk into the B site knowing there's a maximum of a single player there. There's just no problems. All right, and now it's hunting time. Is the timing just going to be absolutely terrible here for Korea? Oh yeah, it absolutely is. Poor guy was watching the site the whole time and then gets shot in the back. But either way, it's going to have to be a save. It's 7 for 0-0. Yeah, this is, I mean, even harkening back to the game against Imperial, they themselves had a solid T side, but it's only been, you know, the minor mistakes that have given Flamengo rounds. It hasn't been, you know, the grand battle plan that's worked out for the underdogs here. And that's a worrying sign.
Yeah, I feel like Flamengo trying to get proactive. They're trying to go aggressive, and all those occasions they are getting, you know, pushed back, unable to take that crucial bit of ground. You saw it with the early A aggression. You saw it with some of their long setups. Whenever they try and hold their own, they're always getting pushed back. Lotto
Going again.
moving past the molly. Yeah, they're going to continue this game plan and see how it works out. Nate's Tech goes over towards B, but I don't know if Nissan was there to catch it.
This could work out. It's a 3 versus 1 against Lotto in this playground position. Oh, but is Lotto... He's gonna sneak by and catch them backs turned. Like, I can't believe it. Lotto's literally on his own here and he gets a double kill. Like, how? How does he get away with that? That setup is meant to counter him. But it doesn't matter.
Oof.
And now,
No
Delboni
way.
just gets read into. And Nissim just caught standing. Caught looking. I think there's going to be a technical pause after this one because it looked like Nissim might have just been disconnected yet again. Things go from bad to worse for Flamengo.
Nice shot to land on the cold zero, right? But still gets taken down. It's only a shot through the wall. Don't know how much, you know, impact Nissim could have even had in that round either, right? You have rotations that are so far removed. Maybe if he gets 2, then we can start to talk about that round going their way. But either way, brutal stuff. I was going to say, Lotto, getting a 1-for-1 here is great. Like, you're the A-Lark, and you find a single kill. You're
And all
able
the
to
info.
stay alive. Right? That's so valuable. Any player would dream of that sort of situation, but the fact that he finds 2, I mean, that is unbelievable.
Now, well, tech pause over. It's unfortunate there for Nissim. And so, see how things go their way. No, there are not 2 NQZs on 00Nation right now. That would be a little bit unfair, just like a personal thing. Considering he's topping the charts. Nissim is back in play.
Welcome back. Good to have him.
They're gonna need him, and there it is. There he is. Strike down Taco. Are they gonna pull up another eco? You can't be serious. Lotto will come away with another, but he goes down to half his health. Things are not all fine and dandy here, especially as Delboni begins to shove out long. 0-0. Are they just gonna press the brakes just a little bit? Back turn. Oh, but no headshot.
Oh.
The Counter-Strike gods just don't want Flamengo to win today, it seems. Not this round.
Gonna beckon them in towards B, it seems. Knowing that they lack control on A, and that's a big problem right now for Flamengo because there's only one man, but that man could do some good work here. Nissim waiting patiently with the AK. He's able to find 1, but can't hold the transfer for 2. So now we're into a 2v2 at the moment. Cold Zero still on the site. He's got his teammate close by, and NQZ on towards short as well. And they're going to double up. They're going to join up here in this clutch. ZQK and Delboni, their job becomes increasingly difficult as time goes down as well. There's no kit, no smoke. So getting past this is going to be near impossible.
Yeah. It's a 2 versus 2 right now. NQZ has that AWP. Snipes down the first. ZQK, he'll scoop up an AK, but what can you make work with this? Without a kit, without utility, he's going to try and save this one in towards that monster side, and they are going to hunt him down. They got all the cash in the world to spend on this adventure. I think ZQK will be able to escape, but still 9 rounds for 00Nation. I mean, that's already enough for most T sides on an Overpass.
Yeah, this is got to be feeling really good for 00Nation. It just feels a little bit familiar, man. These series, I really expected Flamengo to bounce back, and it's not like they're out just yet. It just feels like it's heading that way with such a lackluster CT side on Overpass. That's a big deal there.
I mean, think about this. Yesterday, 00Nation were able to muster a whopping 1 round on their T side of Overpass. They have 9. But maybe not this one. Maybe not 10 just yet. 2 kills in the opening exchange for Flamengo. It's the first time they've had some good news go their way. And dumau's gonna fall next. Something to talk about here.
Looking much better in the early exchange. Resources spent towards the B-bomb site are what works really well on this occasion. Towards connector as well. Take that short control early on. I felt like they were sending those resources towards A couple rounds too many, and a bit of a change in scenery could do no harm. Showtime grabbed himself an AK as his reward for that kill in the cold, and QZ a ticking time bomb in terms of dropping out this round.
I mean,
He's a clutcher, but a bit far-fetched. There's one, though.
the problem is 30 seconds and the bomb is in his spawn. So this is a saving effort. Or maybe not even that, as ZQK lands the shot onto him. And we'll take a 5th round here for Flamengo. But is there anything else to back that up? 9-6 is the best you can get. I gotta get some momentum rolling into that next half.
And QZ 14-4. I feel like they just don't die that much. It's an interesting thing. It was the same case. The KD was really impressive on Inferno. You know, it was a little bit closer as well, and the KD I think for dumau at one point was like 17-5.
That was Lotto, I believe.
Yeah. Delboni getting legged as he just gives a little sliver of himself towards NQZ.
I mean, all things said, there's been a lot of saving out from Flamengo. Not really giving a lot of the opportunity to entry things up. And it's more or less been dumau who's been taking the aggressive roles on this Overpass T side, and NQZ opening up and closing down a lot of these rounds. We're getting prepped and set for another long play. Or really the first long play out of 0-0. Can they beat the full Flamengo defense, though, as they're rotating in 4 players to this site? They just want to stonewall them out of this round. I mean, this would be the statement. If 0-0 could beat this. Or maybe, okay, that's the start, but Showtime holding behind this smoke, and he lands the dink, tons of damage. Fastly next up, Lotto does come through with the trade, but now the flank starts activating Nissim, and yeah, I mean, one of these rounds, there's going to be enough players to get this across the line. Delboni, though, low on... Oh, what? Come on! Oh, no, we couldn't hit the shot! 10 seconds, just deny the plant. That's all they need. Wait, NQZ, he has time for the plant. Nissim, he didn't complete his flank. Oh, no. NQZ
No.
He didn't realize. Anyhow, that's going to be the 3-round lead still for 00Nation. It's a 9-6 lead at the half. Never mind that blunder. We'll see you after a break. yeah, checking into that last one. Yeah.
We get to relive some nice experiences here.
Yeah, for darn sure, but we're off and away with our pistol round right now, so probably need to get things going as we're having into the pistol round. Flamengo in the midst of their T-side campaign. There are a couple nades prepped and ready to go here for Taco, but it wasn't planted at those default boxes, or else those could have dealt a hell of a lot of damage. So, Cole, we have a 5 versus 5 retake. I think this is like every play-by-play caster's dream. As you can see, as 5 players, or 4 rather, begin to push into spawn. This is a conventional strategy that I've seen everyone do. It's very difficult to try and think how 0-0 are going to try and break this, though. I'm being sarcastic, of course. This is a really odd situation to try and pick apart. But NQZ's doing a decent enough job. It's dumau with the kit as the last man standing, though, and he's too far away from the bomb. Yeah, that's about how 5v5 retakes go. It's chaos for just a couple seconds, and it typically results in this. The T side get that bomb off, and that will be Flamengo getting themselves back in the game.
Yeah, super awkward right there. Not a bad idea though. 00Nation, just the nades didn't land at the right position, and so doesn't give them any extra mileage off of that, which I think that was a big game plan, right? You toss 2 nades on the bomb planter, you set immediate chaos in the T side as to who's going to pick up the mantle, who's going to be planting that bomb. You probably can't get such a coordinated effort on that graffiti push, and you know that's where things start to fall into your favor. But game plan didn't work out perfectly, so now they have to set their sights towards this round. And the boost being assembled, very common from 00Nation to go for this. We've seen it a couple of times just yesterday. And lurk up towards B already. Look at this. Nissim taking some liberties. He's taking some freedom here. But he does get forced off.
I mean, I like the confident approach there from Nissim, but certainly could cost you, considering how well the individuals of 0-0 have been performing. Opting to take the 1v1 fight versus Cold Zera on a Desert Eagle is something else. Poking and prodding around this short side. It's going to take some utility from the belt of the CT side. They don't have a lot to work with in the first place, so call that a victory. My one concern, Cole, is this timer gets lower and lower. The CTs can begin to weaponize that. That bomb that's... Oh, Cole, I am not feeling great about this one. Time has really started to tick down low. If anything goes wrong on this execute, there could be problems, and that could materialize with NQZ.
Oh my God.
A ton of tags, damage, nades. NQZ has hit the whole team with his scout. Now just dumau needed to land 2. It's so easy for him. He can't escape, though. He's on 1 HP. He gets the last. Unbelievable. 4 kills for dumau. 1 point of health remaining, and a force by victory for 0-0. Unbelievable.
NQZ, he lands the headshot. He tags everybody else, though, man. 3 body shots follow off the back of his headshot right there. And this guy's leveled up today. He is so hungry to qualify. He didn't get his opportunity yesterday to get submit himself in Malta, but today I think he very well might, because the way he's playing, it looks a bit unstoppable, and now he's on the CT side of Overpass. He comes through with the scout and does that much damage. It's just too much to bear for any team, including Flamengo. Lotto, he's playing with fire here. He's dancing with the flames, and he is going to be able to escape just in time and have coverage with his teammate close by in Lotto.
Yeah, and even dumau making his way inside of Connector. They're going to creep on past him, all things said. He's going to let them move on by, but NQZ is just a great off angle to be playing. Tech9 can't deal with him. dumau inside a Connector. He doesn't see the dink, but that's simply not enough. Nissim trying to game some smokes. That's not going to happen. None of these tricks and traps are working for Flamengo. It's going to be 00Nation cleaning up this force buy back. No deagle shots connecting. No luck for Flamengo as 00Nation now with the 4-round lead and a broken T-side economy.
To say in the old North American 10-mans, it's only gonna be Glocks. Just Glocks.
Glocks with
here.
the W.
So not a lot of fun, is he? way. Unless you're playing up against Dazed and Inferno, which unfortunately for 00Nation, or rather Flamengo, they are not. Gonna play this round up very slow, it seems, with all of these players just tucked in behind the smoke. Maybe taking their time to discuss things, hoping for aggression to come their way. And 00Nation, you're just waiting to have some fun here.
If anyone gets a bit antsy towards that short side, you best believe things are gonna get wild. Out monster. All 5 players on the left side of goes crosshair, and they assemble the firing squad. There it is. But now dumau has that off angle, and coldzera, oh, they start to get picked apart. coldzera, that's the eeks. That's the 4K. Hey, he's now positive in that KD. That's all that matters, I guess. I'm joking a little bit. But we love them eeks on this broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
12-7.
Live for him. And if you're Taco, you die for him. But unfortunately, yeah, he didn't get to have his fun. It was all in the hands of his teammates standing close by it. What I think Taco's most worried about, though, is locking his position in for Pro League this season. And I think he's been doing a whole lot of work to get there so far with what we've seen out of these T sides. His calling has been impeccable in QZ. His confidence has been impeccable. His KD's been impeccable. Right now standing at a nice 3.0 and looking to extend that with his fights in connector. Maintaining a lot of ground.
Creeping and crawling towards short, but that door's blown open. Attempting to... Whoa! How has dumau gotten to that position? He just ran through basically the entire team. He almost gets another kill. But ZQK, long range. Oh, he's going to win the fight versus the Young Guns. All right. That's a big 2-piece to turn it around. That was... dumau just seems to be getting away with everything this game.
Ooh, Fasten. Timing is really rough for him. He's able to turn, though, and actually it's rough for Taco. Taco's the one walking away worse for wear. Taking a lot of damage in that fight. As the bomb transitions in towards A, it does seem as if 00Nation are making the exact same read with that transition that's been spotted. Oh, but look at this lovely, lovely reaction here. Great mid-rounding coming through from Flamengo. They're going to dive back in, down connector. This is what this position is so valuable for.
Wait a minute,
is those rapid
00Nation?
rotations.
They've also gotten back into position. All 3 players are here. Everyone is ready to join the party down on the site. Will it matter? Is the question. coldzera with the first, NQZ burns the next. I mean, NQC's just running around the site. He's going to deny the plant. Now it's just Fasten. There's no time on this play. 7 seconds. Down in the pit, NQZ. He's just going to flee the scene. And Fasten just left grasping at straws here. He can't catch his target, and they'll lose the round by time. It was looking so good. What an effort by ZQK, but it does not materialize.
Oh my god, what a great play from NQZ though as well, just ducking out of that. That is exactly how you want to play those. Not even give him a chance to clutch. With his fancy footwork, he's going to dive on out. And again, I talked about how good those mid-rounding was from Flamengo, but it's one-upped by 00Nation, constantly jumping and diving in between the A and B bomb site with their 3 players standing. When you have a man deficit and you have a low HP bar like Taco was in that round, that's exactly how you want to play out those really awkward situations where you just need to stack your cards on one site and hope that they walk into it. And that's exactly what they did, and they get rewarded for it.
Had a little bit of a disconnect yet again, as Nissim has been having some troubles throughout this game, unfortunately. But just things can't go right now for Flamengo in these rounds. Some opportunities squandered. Some good reads there from 0-0, putting all their pieces on towards that right site. Paying dividends. So now they're up 13-7, 3 rounds away from making it back to Pro League, shutting down the challenger in Flamengo, who, all things said, accomplished some great things making it to this point throughout the open qualifier, but You have to face off against 0-0 twice.
How
Just a
good
different
Imperial
caliber.
looked as well, man. The teams in this close qualifier are seemingly a level above the opposition, right? I mean, this is nightmare territory for Flamengo as they just get picked. The smoke lands right. Oh my god!
Oh,
what?
Oh!
I'll hold that thought there for a second. All of a sudden, they've got themselves a chance in this round in particular, but a little bit of a lifeline here coming through from Hassan and Showtime. They still have to deal with this guy in long, though.
On the off angle. Yep, Lotto's gonna line them up, and Taco even came through in rotation. Good grief. They got an opportunity, like, to hit some banger shots, but 00Nation are not only individually on point, but also just tactically on point. They got the players in the right position every time.
This is great work being done. 7-14, getting close to locking their position in Malta very soon. You can see it. Taste it here. Again, this would be very exciting for these guys. Opportunities to get off on the right foot this year. Get your chance to test your mettle up against some of the best competition that Counter-Strike has to offer. And they only need 2 rounds.
Didn't see a boost assembled, but they are watching this. Nissim on the play, but the flash, it's so perfect. Fast Zane blinded up. Nissim hasn't quite been spotted, so Dumau takes a step too far and will receive a headshot for his troubles.
Big mistake there from Dumau to give that one back. But a nice capitalization from Nissim. Setting up his teammates with utility as well, trying to make their way through Monster, but it's a bit disjointed and it's giving over some alarm bells here to 00Nation.
Yeah, it's not quite fast on the play. That'll... maybe it's setting some hesitation on the side of 0-0. They haven't arrived with the full cavalry. Now... Oh, now everything's ringing. Taco up atop. Great flash up to the sky. Showtime blind. Nissim over the top of the site, though. That's his 3rd on the round, despite being on such low HP. He gets that kill to secure them the site and perhaps a lifeline. Zero are not really... Are they going to throw their hat in the ring for this? Lotto's going to start creeping forward. Dropping it inside Delboni, though. That's the fight that just wins the round. NQZ, do your best to save. Swinging around. Oh, a missed shot. Delboni's going to capitalize. No guns saved here for 0-0, so that economy has thinned out. I mean, if there's anything to get Flamengo into that game, it has to start there.
Breathe a sigh of relief right there. That started out as a 5v4 in favor of Flamengo, or rather 00Nation, I should say. A beautiful flash setup from coldzera. Again, really nice to see him set his teammates up for success. As such a legendary player, sometimes you want to be the guy that's going for those sort of peaks, but you got Dumau on your team. The guy's a mechanical beast, right? He's well versed with the aiming. Maybe not as high as the peaks that you once were, but you know, it's super promising to see him, you know, throw his hat into the ring with that setup right there. Give him some opportunities on the boost as well. So excellent work being done there from 00Nation, but Flamengo still recovering. Nissim, he's quite sharp himself.
I mean, his moves are what's keeping them in the game. What's keeping them playing. 00Nation still touching distance from Malta, but this is their last purchase they got. If Flamengo take this, if they can get 2 in a row, maybe, but just the quick boost up, Fasten not disciplined enough, and that's going to hand the opener right to Taco and company. Now Nissim trying to make a hero play yet again, and successful, taking down Taco. Next challenger in line is coldzera making his way around the bridge, but it's such a great off angle. You're never going to be prepared for that. and shut down.
How on earth could you anticipate that? It's a man advantage maintained here. It does create a lot of chaos in the rotation. 00Nation constantly in transition in this 4v3, never really getting in towards comfortable positions. And if they leave coldzera this far back in towards the site, there really isn't much of a defense on this B side. They can walk their way on in for so little. In fact, for free.
See ZQK start clearing out every nook and cranny of the site with that AWP. They'll start waltzing on through. Delboni starts to press forward as well. I think coldzera, his position basically is known at this point, but doesn't matter. Delboni clears, but coldzera hits his shot. A 2 versus 4 in the post plant. ZQK scopes up, misses his shot. Now both players have revealed their positions. How will 0-0 deal with this? How will Flamengo defy the odds? It has to be Showtime in the clutch, but too many angles to deal with. It's going to be Pro League point for 00Nation.
What a composed retake right there, Cold. I was a little bit worried about his position, giving over that much space. In a 4v3, when you have the man advantage, they completely gambled on it being an A-side finish, but they were wrong. And yet still, Cold plays so patient, so composed in the back of that graffiti position that he gets himself a freebie kill. He's able to create enough chaos there, put it into a 4v2, and that becomes so much more difficult for Flamengo to close out, even if you get into those good close plants, which they were in, to be fair. Just not enough, and like you said, Pro League point out here. There's one last buy, one opportunity here. They cannot afford any mistakes from this point on. Oh, that's a mistake.
Just as you say that, Cole. Oh, dear. They've lost about a third of their health.
Oof.
To start the round.
That's so brutal. What a way to start this round off. Broken into existence right there, but again, not irrecoverable. They're still in a position to close. 5v5 at the very least. It's not like they're out of that. It's NQZ. He's going to be able to deal with this angle. Timing couldn't be worse, but he lands it in time.
Goodness.
He recovers safely, and he's able to run away as well.
That couldn't have been the worst. That was the best timing for Showtime ever, but he still could not win that fight. Feels like even when things go right for Flamengo, it just doesn't work out. Now NQZ even repositioning it towards his bathroom side. Is op, too precise. Another kill onto Delboni. Repositioning. Oh, that barrel spotted. He's holding the god angle right now.
Is he gonna go for it?
Trying for the wall bang. He comes so close, but he'll get the third. Now just one more kill remaining on the ZQK, and they know exactly where he is. Pro League on 00Nation fingertips right now, and dumau to deliver it. 16-8, 2-0. See ya in Malta.
Yeah, what a massive victory right there for 00Nation. They're able to lock their position in. You got to feel good about that if you're 00Nation. You take a tough loss yesterday to Imperial, but the bounce back is just as good. Right, that's what matters most, is how these guys get back into form. And it looked like Flamengo, they came into this from the open qualifier. They were looking solid, right? They took down some big names, Fluxo included.